Modeling with quadratic functions. So this is a lot like linear regression, but now we're going to be dealing with quadratic regression. Now first, when I'm given these points and I want to write out the equation of the line, I'm going to set these points in the L1, so I do not get this confused. I'm going to be using, that's a 2, come on, 1, 6. Now I'm going to try to use this new function. So I'm going to use my calculator for this. So I'm going to go to Stat, and if you have anything in here, push Enter to edit. Remember, you push Clear, go down. So in our L1s, we have 0, then -1, then 1. In our L2, our outputs was 0, -2, and 6. Whoopsies. Whoopsies. Not a decimal. 0, Enter, -2, and 6. Now, same thing that we've done with linear regression. Calculate, but now we're going to go to quadratic regression. And keep on pushing Enter. And this is what you should come up with your equation. So what would our actual answer look like? So now we're going to use those numbers to write out an equation. If you look at your equation, it gives you the A, B, and C. So my actual answer for this is when I'm writing my equation would be y equals, my A value was 2, and I have x squared, my B value is 4, that's with the x, and my C value is 0. So again, that's where you're getting this right here. It gives you the A, B, and C. Now if you don't write 0, that's fine. I would completely accept this as your final answer as well. So I want you to try to do B by yourself. Now if we have a quadratic regression, but we're dealing with like actual data points. Now when I'm talking about time, I'm not going to put in 8, 10, 12, 2 into my calculator, because when we're talking about time, the temperature is different in the middle of the day. So you want to use the military time. So this would be still 8, still 8, that's an 8, 10, 12, and then it'd be 13, 14 for 2, 15, 16 hours for 4, and 18 for 6. So now you're going to plug those into your L1 and L2. Remember, you go to Stat and then push Enter to edit. Put the blue numbers in your L1, the other numbers in your L2. Go Stat, then arrow over to Calculate, and then you want to go to 5, quadratic equation. So first it's saying what's your quadratic model. So it would be y equals, it gives you your A value. When you are typing this, or when you're writing this down, I want to have 4 decimal points. 0.468. And then I would round up to another 8. And that should be with your x squared, because that's what, I have no idea why this is not working very nice. Plus 14.716, and then 1, and that should be with your x. Minus, because it's a negative, that is a negative, minus 36.1214. So now my first question is saying predict the high temperature for the day. If it's talking about the high temperature, that means it's going to be my y value. So if I'm talking about high, max, or min, that's where I'm talking about my vertex. So how would I actually figure out what my vertex is? We're going to try to do this new video again. So I can go to my y equals. I can plug in the equation that we just did, which there's my equation. I type it in. And then I can push graph to see if I can see it. Now I'm looking for my maximum. This line probably goes up. Someplace turns around and goes down. So I'm going to go to my window right here. I need to go higher. So that would be my y value. I need to see higher, what's happening up above. So I'm just going to try. This is where I'm just kind of guessing. I'm going to guess 50. And I also noticed that I could not see the bottom of the graph, so it went up and then I couldn't see it. So I want to try to see where does it go down. So I'm going to change this one also, the max, x max, to 50. Now I'm going to graph it. Again, this is just guessing. Oh, I still don't see it up there. I see it over here now. I still need to go higher. It turns around up here. And go to window. That's where my y max changes. So I'm going to change this to, let's try 100. And again, this is just me doing educational guesses. So does it turn around? It does. That's awesome. So I'm looking for this point right up here, this maximum value. So what I can do is go to second and then calculate, and I can go to maximum. This is where I follow the directions on my calculator. It says left pound. That bug right now is on the right-hand point of the point I'm looking for. So I have to move my bug so it's on the left-hand side of the maximum point. So anywhere on the left-hand point, push enter. Now it says right bound. So now I'm going to move way over here. Push enter. Now it says guess. So we try to get that bug on the highest point that you think it is. One thing when you do this, these arrows should be pointing to each other. If they're not, you did not do the left bound, right bound correctly. Push enter. So now it gives me that point. So on the bottom, that point is, if I write it as an ordered pair, 15.6955 and 79.3669. So I have to actually now figure out which one of these numbers am I actually looking for. This is saying highest temperature. So now if I go back to my chart, X value was the time, Y value was the temperature. So this is my highest temperature. So I would say that this would be around 79 degrees. That's my highest temperature. Now it says when does the highest temperature occur? People get confused. Make sure you are reading correctly. Occur. So this is going to be the time value. Now this is where you have to be careful. So my time value would be 15.6955. However, we are in military time, so I have to figure out what time is that. So with military time, if you subtract the 12, so let's round this actually up to 16. You can round that to 16 and subtract the 12, and you're going to get 4 p.m. That would be your highest, and the highest would be 79. Again, we're using that equation, so it's a rough estimate. So even though it says 81 at this point, we're still basing it off of this prediction model. So my answer would be 4 p.m. I want you to try the next one on the next page by yourself, and then I want you to have a great day.